Con. Stella is a renowned Singaporean playwright, novelist, short story writer, and poet. And she's frequently used as literature text examples in schools as well. Absolutely massive in Singapore. And she's co-sponsored the latest GM tournament in Singapore in 2018 as well, which is delightful. And on making the ceremonial first move for white, we had Tan Lian An, who's a living legend of Singapore chess, a 10-time Singapore champion, and has represented the Singaporean nation in 4 Olympiads, 3 of them on board 1. E4 has indeed been played. The first move of game number 2 of the World Championship 2024 is now officially in the history books. Judith, Dania, take it up.
Rome wasn't built in a day, but I think the Italian might be built up on the board in just a couple of seconds here, Judith. And indeed, a reprisal of the opening that Ding Liren has suddenly, starting from the Sinquefield Cup onwards, shown a great proclivity for playing. He's a D4 player by blood, by nature, but an Italian player as of today.
Well, to be honest, I was expecting E4 today because it seems like Ding wants to play things that he's a little bit out of comfort zone, I must say. And so it's a solid way of playing. Of course, the match is very long, so he will have plenty of time to switch back to his classical, good old stuff with D4 and C4 and those openings. He's Catalan, right? But maybe... repetition of moves here.
What about this? No.
Then King E2.
Didn't do anything. Does he have any grounds to play on here? Is there any imbalance that can be created?
So what about Rook D6? Takes Rook D6.
Takes one side. Yeah, and by the way, if white takes Rook takes D1, in the end black will have Knight D7, so I don't think...
Yeah, you cannot take with the Rook.
Someone, I think in chat was asking, the reason is, we've been here before. It looks like a fork, but black can guard both pawns with this retreating knight move, so no. White has to take with a knight, and Judith, you're proposing Rook D6.
Yeah, what happens if I go Rook D6 with an idea that after Knight D3, Knight D7? Though it's hard to imagine that black can go for more.
Actually, Knight D3, Knight D4 might be in it.
Oh, we have a repetition there. Wow.
And they're eating furiously. They both seem to have just decided enough is enough. And who's going to stop the clock?
I'm surprised.
Yeah. But Judith, there I thought black could have been worse, right? If white's knight gets to D3, the game hangs in the balance, and we see a handshake. Well, that was anticlimactic. That decision took place in the course of 5 seconds. Gukesh was like, all right, let's make the draw. And Ding didn't hesitate for a single second to cooperate with a repetition.
Well, it was very smart, I think, by Gukesh.
You're surprised you thought Gukesh would go for it, but overall a successful result.
Yeah, I think it was a very smart result, a smart decision by Gukesh, because after all, he's not better, and he's not showing that, okay, by any means, I want to take an opportunity, take the chance that I create something out of this.
Mature, composed, collected draw. And is it fair to say, Judith, as we see the score sheets getting signed, that there was a moment, maybe a couple of moments where it was scary for Gukesh?